Wagwan, Mr. Maps.
Yo, what it do, what it is?
What it is, big man, are you alive and kicking?
I'm alive and well. I'm a very happy individual.
What's wrong? Well, not what's wrong. What happened? Hey.
Yeah. No, it's a positive. It's a positive. So basically, technically, I'm at home. I'm cooling, and my wife hits me up, and she set me up actually. So she texts me. She's like, "How much do you love me?" I'm like, "Too much." Thinking, okay, it's very random. And then she goes, "Okay, come upstairs and give me a kiss." I'm like, "Say less." Bolt upstairs to the bedroom. I'm thinking maybe say, hanky situation. You know what I mean? Like, you just, like that's where the mind goes immediately with, right, this is Yakana, right? Match day. But no, it's I don't even know if it was just, I was really caught off guard, and boom, right in front of me, there was, actually, she put it on her side of the bed, so I couldn't even see it. So I come over to her side of the bed, because obviously I'm going to give her a kiss. And then I see a box, and I look at the box, and it's a new JBL speaker, the boom box. And I just, man, she's just looking at me. I was like, jeez, man. It's Mother's Day weekend. It's supposed to be about you, And she's just like, nah, King, I got you. Gents, all I'm saying is,
you just came here to flex on us, and
you must
guy.
have yeah, number one, obviously.
You must be, hey guys, I just got a new speaker, I'm flexing on you.
Hey,
also, you're flexing your wife, and then you're busy not telling us how happy you are. As do you know, today the day
Listen, fam, all I'm saying is, gents, get you an independent woman who has money, who can spoil you, because no, the economy is doing wonderfully.
There's someone who's listening to this on a Friday morning, having been stuck in traffic. Maybe they just fought with their wife or with their partner or their girlfriend. That time, arguing about ibhiliyelo lokuzenin
No, but guys, we all know this. Relationships need a functional economy. They need a functional economy, man, on both sides. Like, it's just what it is.
To that time, man,
Yo, nah. Like, I'm pretty sure our listeners, they get their partners, their girlfriends, their wives, that they step up. I would like to think so. I actually don't know any male friend that I have who has a selfish heart. Like, they stay doing the most for them in different capacities. Oh, yes. So which is good.
Speaking live from someone who came from a birthday, I can tell you it's nice. It's nice.
Okay. What did you do?
But you see, me, I'm not flexing.
Yeah, that's your problem. No.
I'm just playing.
I'm just union.
I'm literally just echoing what you're saying. That's all. I'm saying it's nice, and all the people that I think I know as well, their people go above and beyond. And I'm also saying, speaking live for myself, because my birthday just passed and my wife did the most. So
that's fantastic.
Yes,
that's fantastic.
But
no, I think honestly,
I was just joking, Joe. Imagine you're like listening to this on Friday, and it's like, these niggas.
No, but you know what? I feel like a common misnomer out there is that girls aren't willing to spend on their guys. I think that's just one of those you chalk it up
it's a
to.
misconception.
That's just social media nonsense. That's what people post online as jokes and whatever. Or certain people projecting who just happen to have, a big platform.
I'm always fascinated. I'm always fascinated by some of the posts you see on Twitter. Men deserve less. Every woman I've met is so incredibly generous. Like,
bro,
and I'm not even
too
talking
generous
about,
actually.
Yeah, I'm not even talking about people I've been in relationships with. I'm just talking about, like, even friends and family where you're like, hey, So nxa sengilibona selingo-Batman online, it's always very, very funny.
No, listen,
It's
online we
like,
just lie to each
bro,
other, man.
I know
We're just
someone
lying
you
to each other online.
dated, and that nigga got gifts for days.
I know you took out the loan for that nigga, bro. Like, just don't be out here telling us something else. But it's all good. It's all good. We all have personas online, and that's just what the internet is. But yeah, life was a little bit sad for me, bro. Like, so the boombox that I have, the battery had died, so it would
Oh,
only give me 20 minutes of juice, and then it has to be plugged into power. So whenever I'd host Bryce, I'd now have to ding at that extension, put my punch, and plug in the arrow, and then
hectic.
we've got tunes. So she was like, nah, 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 that shit is ghetto. Here's a replacement. And she got my first boombox 7
I
years ago.
remember when
So
you guys started dating.
yeah, bro. So you see, the thing is, my wife is a finance person, so she knows all about depreciation. So I'm sure she did the math and said, the asset has depreciated.
Time for
Then
another
once an
one.
asset is depreciated, you dispose of it, and then you
You know,
replace.
I
Account 101, guys.
I think that's cool because take it from someone who doesn't like I don't like a lot of change. So like for example my Air Force Ones.
Yeah,
I had the same Air Force
the
Ones for
white
like
items.
for like
Bro,
years.
please still watch it.
No, so
Those items have seen war, bro. They've seen many a dead groove. Aye. Please, Mrs. Moore, throw them out the house.
so
Those items belong on Robben Island next to Mandela's
the
cell,
funny thing
bro.
this nigga's rude. That's my boss. I wanted to say, yeah, those ones. I've had them, I think, since before the pandemic, around about that time. So I had them for years when I met my wife. I had them on when we went to Groove, Ayepie, Cubana.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
them. So they've depreciated
Souk,
over time.
all of it.
Yeah, everywhere. So they've depreciated over time. And then we got to the beginning of this year. I think it was my mom and my sister. They conspired to get me new Air Force Ones because I think they were tired. So that's also something. It's like, okay, you like this type of thing. I won't get you something different. We'll just replace what you currently have.
Yeah. Sometimes you
Which
need
is
to,
a very
old faithful needs to go.
which is a very cool gift strategy. It's like I know you like a leather jacket when ngudube when I over kwesaba wherever you
Check
go.
Babas.
Check my bus.
Nah, man. Shout out to Jack Babas. That guy made leather jackets cool, bro. That's like, yo, listen.
But I don't know, man. Whenever I walk past like shops and I pick up a leather jacket, I feel like I aged 20 years if I put one on.
It depends on the type that you have. There's one that I have. Love that jacket. Like, it's to me, my wife hates it, but to me, I think I'm the coolest man on earth when I wear that jacket. So it just depends. There's ones that I have put on where I've just been like, bruh, this plus your dad bod is a recipe for disaster. So that's not happening. But it depends. It depends. Like, you can finesse a leather jacket in this day, especially these days. It's so kotola pelagin. So yeah. But anyway, guys, if you're wondering what the hell is going on, welcome back. It is another episode of 6 Foot Weights, your favorite hour with your favorite cheese boys who are not actually recording on Zoom.
Oh,
My name is Tabo,
My name is Senna.
and yeah, we're here for a good time and not a long time. Mr. Moy, we have to
Yes.
do a little bit of some due diligence.
Do due diligence.
Yeah, due diligence on two accounts. Number one is a
Yeah.
DM. Apologies to the listeners. We haven't gotten to the DMs in a while, so we will actually, circle back to use the lingo of a corporate. But let me see here. I'm trying to see. Okay, I'll go through their videos. But there's a listener of ours who jumped into our DMs and she had a point of order. Says she was in the skies recently and
Yep.
you know how we were talking about that whole the woke movement in Eskimos being a
Oh,
slur
yes,
or
yes,
whatever.
yes. Yeah.
Apparently, it's no longer
Hmm.
Eskimo hut, it's Eskies.
Oh,
Which I feel like I've known that. I don't think that's recent.
I
I think
have
that has
known that for a
been,
while.
yeah.
And I
So,
think
you know,
because, do you know what it is? It's one of those things that changed when we left the country.
mhm.
So maybe in our minds, it's still like Eskimo hut, but then when you come home in December, you definitely see that as Eskies.
Yeah, yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
exactly, exactly. So that's the so we do have to concede ground. Maybe Eskies is aware of the woke movement as well, and they said, no, man, let's also align with what the youthies are saying out there. Um, but we will not do any such alignment on our side. Um,
Um,
because alisitsheli logo. But anyway, but
I this
it is what
guy.
it is. I thought I would just give you the update as per one of our listeners who brought that to our attention, just so that we are all aware.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, yeah. And then the other point of order, Mr. Moy,
Yeah, boo.
is there was this little clip that was circulating on the interwebs for a couple of weeks
Hmm.
that we need to address really, really quickly because you know what they say. There's a saying by some Ndebele philosopher
Hmm.
who is unknown. You can tell me if you know who actually said this, but they say ukuthi impilo yini, Mr. Moy? Impilo
Rice.
Ay, bagithi impilo liviri. Shit. Actually, I am lying. I am lying.
I
It's
thought
a
that
football
one
reference. It's a football reference.
that says what?
It's like isn't it like
Impilo evir.
no, it's not video. It was I think it was a football match. He was saying anyway, whatever. What goes around comes around. My bad, guys. You know me. I'm a part-time developer, so
Trumps any
some of
other.
these things, they can go beyond me sometimes. So I do apologize. But we are focusing on the wrong things. Let me just play
Hmm.
this clip here, Mr. Moy. Did you hear that for a second?
Yeah, boo.
For a second?
Yes.
Okay, you did. Okay, okay. Wonderful, wonderful.
Wait, hold on. Then, like, this needs to be one of the social media clips. Hold on. Let's do this right. Hold on. Let me even do the chest spin. I'm doing the chest spin, Dan. Hey there. Are you a listener of 6 Foot Weights? Have you found yourself missing the podcast the past few weeks? Well, we here at Two Broke Tribbles are here to help. Come to us. We're funnier, we're better looking, and we're more informed. So, forget 6 Foot Weights. Join the Two Broke Trimbos train. Join now for free 99. And then we'll get like Tabo and Senna to give like an endorsement message in the corner.
Even more important than being funnier, smarter, more informed, we are available. You can actually listen to new episodes of this podcast. And I think that trumps any other availability. So welcome, listener. Allow us to fill that podcast-shaped void that you are currently feeling in your heart. And there's no need to look back. You're welcome.
Yes. Thank you. And for
Yeah, I
So
remember
so
seeing this on the interwebs.
bro,
Ah,
I bring this up for a very specific reason. This Dupia's podcast here has not been on the air for the last 2 weeks with no explanation,
in
no
fact,
no nothing,
even
no
with even
communication.
with I think even with our absence, we probably still release more episodes than the last
So much for availability.
one. Right?
You can't be funnier if you're not available, or more informed if there's no information. So hey, look, it is what it is. I'm just actually scrolling on their page. There's no update here. There's no. We actually, guys, we respect our listeners because we'll actually put out on Twitter and say,
Yeah,
guys,
guys,
there's
sorry.
no episode or it's late or something. So if you don't get your regularly scheduled episode, just go on Twitter
It will
and
tell
look.
you
You always find the answers on Twitter. And all I'm just seeing here is it's just them posting themselves and
radio side.
no updates. And then again, well, I'll text them in the group and be like, guys, are we going for a hat trick? A hat trick? Well, let's place a bet, Mr. Mo. Let's place a bet because we don't have advanced information, right? So we don't know at least
Mhm.
as of yet. Do you think they're releasing an episode this week?
The likelihood of that, I don't, let me just do statistically. Can I answer your question statistically?
Okay.
Because I'm just pulling up because you know me, I don't really care about the numbers too much, but for the purposes of this exercise,
Okay.
I will indulge.
Okay.
Broke Twimbos. Yes. Yeah, so we're just calculating probability. Right. So this is this year, right?
Okay.
So we got 18 April, 11 April, 6 April, 5 April. Okay, then 29 March, 20 March, 15
Oh.
March, 22, 7. Then Jan,
Okay.
29 Jan. Hey, actually, how many do they have this year alone? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12. How many weeks have we done in the year?
Nigga, I don't know. You said you want to do the math, not me.
Okay, do you know what? Let's skip it.
Oh my God. I was wondering where you were going with this.
I was going to calculate the number of episodes they have this year, divide by the number of weeks, and the number of episodes we've done, divide by the number of weeks, and
No,
then
that's
see the
not something that you
probability.
can just do on a
Yeah,
whim. Like no. This one
you guys
is
just
fine.
witnessed a lawyer trying to do stats and then give up.
No. Stick in your
Halfway
lane.
through.
Keep swindling people. Do your thing, bro. This is not. No. We apologize for that.
The likelihood is no. That's
So
my answer.
so your money is on no episode this week.
My money is on no episode before Saturday.
No, that still counts as this week.
Yeah. I'm just clarifying that this week could be Friday, it could be Thursday, because sometimes they release on Thursday.
So this weekend, only 6 Foot Weights is releasing an episode, is what you're saying?
Hey, why are you making it sound like I'm putting my life on the line?
No. I just want you to be clear. I just want you to be clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm a hater too, so I'll agree. Just for the sake of who knows? Maybe if we troll them, if we poke and prod them, guys. If you're a listener of both podcasts and you see an episode this weekend, just know it's literally because we've trolled them privately
into an episode,
and they ran to the booth and recorded something for you guys. So again, we are doing the Lord's work over here. Because you know they shouldn't be lazy and just collect money for free. They must work for the money. You know, it's nothing free in life these days. So please, especially if you're like one of the Patreon subscribers, go and tell them it's not okay. Service delivery, you know, they're moving like the ANC. Tell them that the DA will take over
very, very quickly.
Tell them God is in it. So
I wonder how my guy is doing, Shem. Brother Nelson.
You see,
you're almost being rude.
I'm too almost
very, very rude. As my boss. As Mdala, bro.
Yo, man, listen. No, honestly, look. As a Ndebele speaker, how do you? If I wasn't Ndebele, I feel like then it's rude, right? But like, yo, listen, guys, what are we supposed to do? You know what I mean? Like, it's just, he actually reminded me. As a friend of mine, I posted a meme on my WhatsApp story, and it was a Wicknell related post, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she texted. She DMs me and she's like, I'm tired of pretending I know who this person is. Who the fuck is? And I laughed out loud. And I said, you know, you gotta love Sky's people, bro. Sometimes you just like, mind your business, bro. Like these people just be living.
Do you know what?
It's just just doing
I realize it so much with Zim Twitter. Me especially, dog. Zim Twitter and some elements of South African Twitter. Maybe it's because of my Ndebele-ness or maybe just not caring. Like, you guys will be talking about people on the internet that I know nothing about.
Bro, what? Oh, you know, the funniest thing.
Harare socialite, mang.
Yeah.
Dating dating Wicknell, and then it's like a big thing, like it's like huge in those spaces. And I'm like, yo, is it disconnected from like the goings on of Harare, especially?
So for me, what gets me all the time, right? So sometimes, like, so whenever the Twimbos ever bother to get around to recording an episode and they put it out there, and I listen, right?
There's
There's always a moment where they'll talk about, current affairs in Zim specifically, right? When it comes to like hip
yeah.
hop and stuff like that. And they'll be mentioning niggas like, or they'll be like, I think recently one of the rappers, I think it's either like his name is I don't know, Volts or Holy Ten, somebody, I don't know. That, but
Those
one,
are
one,
so
but
like
no, no, no,
totally
no.
different names.
But like, yes, no, I can't remember
Yeah.
who it is, but I just know that but the way that they speak about it is the same way, like if me and you talked about a Drake, a Kendrick, and whatever, that's the type of like hype they have in Harare, right? That's the way that they speak about, oh no, this person is connected, this person threatened this person, this one said he slept with this person's girlfriend and whatever. And I'm just there like, whoa, like all of this is going on. I've never even seen a picture of these dudes. You know what I mean? Like it's just one of those like it's almost like you're listening in on a pocket dimension type thing. Like H is its own. H really should be its own country because there's so much shit that goes on there where we just sit on the sidelines. We just kind of like we have no idea what's
I
going
think
on.
in a way when the rest of the country is just not aware or involved at all. Like especially the social light and the celebrity scene.
Yes, because
Because
what broke isn't. When you're broke, you can't be paying attention to all these
yeah,
different things.
because I'm actually not sure if Bulawayo has a celebrity culture or a celebrity scene.
I don't think so.
I struggle to think of
I mean,
anyone
we've
who
got
is
Night
like
Freak, bro. We've got Night Freak. We've got ASAF. We've got I think Awakiwe. We've got yeah. I think that's. Oh, we are. Oh, my
but I
guy, the
mean
guy that Nat is always sharing, the singer and songwriter. You know the guy I'm talking about, right? He did a remix of John Vulikid. Is it Vusi? Is that
Ms.
his name?
Vusi Makaya, yeah.
There we go. There we go. You see, we got dudes, man. We got dudes.
No, but I mean, and don't get me wrong, like all the people you've mentioned are people who are popular because of a certain art and talent.
Uh,
I don't think we've got baddies in like the version of B Metro like
okay.
that.
Nah. See, Senna, you've gone left. You've gone left.
No. Like,
You've gone left.
I
What do
mean,
you mean we
like
don't have baddies, bro?
celebrities.
What do you
No,
mean?
I didn't say we don't. No. I didn't say we don't have baddies, but we don't have baddies who are in newspapers.
You don't read the newspapers, bro. We have
Really?
no. Surely we do. Surely we do.
Who?
I think so. I don't know. I don't know. I'll put it in the group like, guys,
Look,
who are those guys baddies that are in the newspapers?
yeah,
We
like
just
in
have
the because
shout out to B Metro.
whenever I see Zim stuff trending, like whenever it's like social light stuff, like in the
Yeah,
same way we gossip about Mini Lamini and Mac G and we gossip
yeah.
about whoever. I don't think that happens in blues. It's always
I think it does. I think it does. I just think
and maybe we're
we're
just not
unaware.
but I feel like I would see based on Twitter. With Harare, you
True,
see live on
true.
Twitter that oh Uban is dating Mang Mang, they broke up, and they'll
Yeah,
be
no. When
insulting
there's drama,
Japreza
on
and
a Harare Twitter, you know about it. I feel like
yeah.
this guy's Twitter, we don't
See
really
this
have
thing.
like,
I've
these.
gone from describing Bulawayo as a city and having gone to so
Yo,
many other places.
where did you go, Mister?
Yeah. I realized that Bulawayo is a small town.
No, it really
And I
is.
actually and I actually think Cape Town is borderline a small town.
Yeah, it's just small town with nice views. A small town with
Yeah,
nice views. That's it.
definitely.
I say if we had a
Um,
beach, also Lati would be Cape Town.
so now I always say I'm from a small town called Bulawayo. I think whenever I'm telling people where I'm from, because that comes up sometimes.
Really? I'll be like, I'm from the city of Kings, and then and Queens because it's 2025. So, we have to, we're all
You see,
inclusive.
Ekong City, I don't think we have a celebrity scene. I don't
No,
think
we
a
do. We
Bulawayo
do.
person shows up in town and you've got people asking for selfies
Can
immediately.
can I
Like so
can
many
can
of
a
Val.
can Smokehouse be a
Eh,
celebrity? We have Smokehouse.
we've got
And
places. We've got barber fields.
we've got
We've got
Eskimo
smokehouse. We've got you know.
No,
Ah,
listen, we're a city of rich history and culture, and decorum. So, hey, listen, love our city, man. Love skies, ride and die for skies. Because that's the city, bro. Like no matter what will happen, me, I'll be in love with my hometown, no matter what. It is what it is. But anyway, we've just spent 30 minutes that we were supposed to be catching up on shit from last week that we didn't. Guys, we tried to link and it just we tried. We
that
really
was
did try.
actually a comedy.
We really on 4 days straight we tried and it didn't work. But anyway, before we get distracted, let's just quickly touch on some of these things. The biggest conversation from last week was the 100 men versus one gorilla, which put a lot of joy in my heart because it was just a stupid conversation,
It
but
was very
people had
stupid.
fun with it. There was this. Do you have the screenshot of that chick of the tweet from that hand?
Oh, did I send it to you?
I think you might have either in the group or privately because I
Um,
bookmarked it, but when I looked for it, she's now gone
I've
private on her
deleted
Twitter.
it. I
Either
think it's
deleted it or
either,
she's gone private.
but yeah, but I remember vaguely what it said.
Yeah, me, it's
I
same as
don't
well.
have a screenshot though, but I'll check.
So so this girl, I'm pretty sure she's from South Africa. She basically, quoted the tweet and she was just like, she, what she was saying was along the lines of this tweet or this conversation is magnifying the level of toxicity that men have, toxic masculinity, male ego, watini, da 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 da. Like it was 3 tweets just, in that neighborhood. And obviously she got cooked. And I mean, she was brave for the first day or two. She was putting out tweets. You're fighting for your life on Twitter where you respond to the thread and you're like, "Hey, I said what I said. You bums can go argue by yourselves." Ha 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 ha. A couple tweets that way, right? She put out on
Yeah.
on her timeline. And then last week, when I wanted to, circle back to that tweet, it was, hey, the user has limited who can view this tweet. So I was like, because it was men and women that were coming for her. Because it's just, to me, it's just like, bro, people are just having fun, right? Like, no one. There's and the thing is, we have a lot especially as guys, we always have these moments where we will have a stupid conversation and obviously, everyone knows, oh, this is not a realistic thing, right? But if it were to be realistic, what's the logic here, right? That's if you watch like Family Guy, these conversations when Cleveland and Joe and Quagmire and Peter all together, they always have those silly conversations, and you're just like, yo, what kind of dumb question is that? And then they stretch it out for 2 minutes, and you just gotta like that's part of the comedy of Family Guy, right? So it was just kind of that type of thing where everybody had a random take, people just they were just having fun with it. And it just to me, it was not necessary to be that person and
No,
say,
it
oh,
wasn't.
it's all about ego and this and that. Um and so I saw this on the Joe Budden podcast, right? So people were like they were debating it, right, on the pod. And basically everyone was making whatever point they were saying, Guti, if the gorilla wins because of this, guys win because of that. And then Joe Budden was like, well, I'm telling the women to bring the bears. And I burst out laughing because I knew there was that conversation about who is a woman safer with a bear or a man in the woods. So my man said the Huns need to bring the bears and we're going to win. So to me, that comment won the whole discussion at the end of the day. But I think obviously, I think we agree on this, right? We don't stand a chance
Yeah.
against a gorilla. Like the 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 thought. of us going to war and I see, Hanani next to me get grabbed by his dreads and separated from the rest of his body, I'm out. I'm out. It's like,
What an
yo,
example, man. That's so graphic. That's so
listen,
like real.
it's not happening. And have
As
you
he
have you
grabbed
have
him
you
by his dreads.
have you ever been punched before?
Ew. As a kid, like in school, but
Anytime in
that's
life, like punched in your face.
I got in a fight once.
Were you punched
So
in your
yeah,
face? Okay,
yeah.
cool. That to me, I've been in a situation where I was punched in the face, and in as much as it didn't hurt that much because the guy didn't connect, it hurt enough for me to be like, I probably don't want to be in too many fights in my life. I can only imagine what a punch from a gorilla could feel like. Like, it's not happening, bro. It's just, yeah. I saw so many theories and strategies. The only thing that I saw is from a guy who claims to be, what are these zoo people, these Toyons who just live with animals and whatever, said that gorillas' stamina is terrible. So we would overwhelm the gorilla eventually. So maybe if I was like guy number 98, 99, 100, sure, I would sign up. But I'm definitely not in the first 50. Not doing that part. Because what are we talking about, guys?
What are
It's
we
like,
doing?
what are we doing, man? What are we doing? But anyway, it was a fun discussion. It was a fun discussion. Unless you have an alternate point, Mr. Moy, as to why you believe we would win.
Yeah, because I think we're overestimating the strengths of a gorilla and underestimating the sheer no, hold on.
Uh-huh.
And
Okay.
underestimating just how big 100 people is.
So you want to go blood and thunder vibes. You ought to be a passion merchant when it's a
No,
life
not
and
a
death.
passion merchants, but I think
So which
I
Jordan
think
Henderson
it's
would.
I think it's very possible for I don't even think you need 100 guys. Like even half of that or a quarter of that, you
Send,
can bring it down.
send.
And I mean strategically doing so.
When was the last time you saw a gorilla, bro?
In real life, I've never
Because
seen a
it's
gorilla in
not.
real
I don't
life.
even
I
think
just see,
at Chipangali we just had monkeys, right? I don't
yeah, we
even
had
think that
baboons
shit
and
was gorilla.
monkeys.
Yeah.
No,
So
but also gorillas aren't like it's not like the gorilla's King Kong, right? It's a
a
gorilla.
silverback gorilla is pretty big, dog.
Yes, it's big, but now what I'm saying is, right, 100 guys is a lot of people.
Hmm.
Like that's a lot of people.
So
Are
if
you telling
Nkonkumuza,
me
if a hundred 6-year-olds came for you, you think they would overwhelm you? You couldn't smack all 100 of the 6-year-olds?
it's possible? It's
You
it's
think a
it's
hundred
it's very
6-year-olds would
possible.
overwhelm you?
But I think grown men is very different.
No, it's not, because we're talking relative strength, right?
No, we're
So
not talking
yes,
relative, but we're also
yeah, it is
we are
relative strength.
talking relative strength.
Yes.
But also when you visualize the picture of 100 kids, it
Hmm.
already just looks toddlerish, right? I think a visual of 100 men
Uh-huh.
is very different. Even if it's an elephant, I think 100 men, it's not
No,
bad a
obviously,
number.
no. I would give us a better chance of overwhelming an elephant over a gorilla, because a
No
gorilla,
ways.
hundred
No
percent,
ways.
100%,
Without
dog,
without it, no, Taban, that's not
a
happening.
hundred
An
percent.
elephant,
I would sooner try that
an
one.
elephant over
I'll
a
sign up
gorilla.
for the elephant one over the gorilla one.
Like an aggressive elephant that doesn't want that's also fighting like these
Yes.
like so like my parents tell us the story like they grew up in the rurals where elephants were never too far. So
Mm,
there's this one story that my dad always tells about when they came across an elephant and then he was just running. And to this day you can see when he tells a story that he was in awe of how big they are. And then when even
yeah.
when we went to see elephants, me and my wife,
Mm, mm.
they're big.
Yes. Yeah,
Really,
we
really.
saw them
Now
at
imagine
Nice
it's
Nice,
a
and we went and we even
but
touched the
but
items.
those but those are smaller. There's like bigger elephants than that in the Kruger, like much bigger.
True.
And then in my mind, I'm like, if this thing decides to be aggressive, there's man can't stop that.
No.
I
So
think
Senna,
we
I think
stand.
you're missing me on one point. You're missing me on one point.
Okay.
The most important point in this situation is that I'm not saying we all survive. Some people have to die. You know what I mean? Like Linda has to insert the funniest edit.
Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I am willing to make.
But anyway, like, look, with the elephant, right? Here's what my strategy potentially would be, right? Off the dome. We 100 guys, like you said, 100 guys, 100 men, right? Go to the meet. Or they have to couple, if we get like 20 Mark Henrys, for example, right? What the strategy is trip the elephant. That's it. So if 20 Mark Henrys all charged for the legs, happily going to be trampled, right, by the elephant, that elephant is falling down.
Yeah.
And it's TKO. That's it. A gorilla, you're not tripping a gorilla. A gorilla's got
You
hands.
can.
No, you're not, bro. It's got hands, it's got feet,
But
it's
don't you
jumping
think-
around, it's doing the
Don't
most.
you think if I say, okay, we organize ourselves, 10 niggas, one leg, 10 niggas, the other leg,
Okay.
5 niggas, the arms, let's restrain this thing with all our strength. You don't think
Wait. So is the gorilla waiting for us to grab?
No, of course,
each limb?
it's also fighting, but we're targeted, right? We're coordinated. An elephant would just crush you.
Yeah, that's why I said some people would die.
So that's why I said with a
some
gorilla-
of y'all will die. The elephant falls over. We win. The gorilla,
Well,
you're
some-
trying to
here's-
grab.
you
You're
know,
trying to
wait.
grab its limbs,
Oh,
and
there's-
it is
there's
smacking
this
the shit
perfect-
out of all of you.
As what you said is so perfect. Wait, I'm gonna pull up a clip for you right now. No. So my thing is, right, I think you stand a better chance fighting a gorilla than you do fighting an elephant.
Aye.
Because in
No.
my mind, yeah?
Mm-mm.
Aye, Maposa.
I know me. Like I
And
said,
then-
you can go
and then
fight
you're
the
like-
gorilla, my guy. Me, I'm not there. Me, I'll deal with Ndlovu. Me and Ndlovu will figure out something.
Some of y'all are going to die, as Maposa said.
No, for real.
But
No.
even me, when the gorilla thing came out, I'm like, 10 devil niggas. Just bring it there to Papa Fields. We'll deal with it quickly.
No, you know what? If the only way those Ndebele guys would have a chance is if we put the gorilla in a Dynamo's jersey, then I believe. Then I at that point,
So-
10 owns from Ziligas will be all right. Only if
me-
he's wearing a Timbari jersey. Then yeah, cool. We'll see things. If not, bro, if he wears like an Amazulu Aram or what's that? You know, Skies has also been unleashing funny teams, bro. There was like some point, there was like a chicken in FC or something like that, bro. So what the hell is going on? And then there was another green item. I forget what it's called. Is it? Oh no, that's Bulawayo Chiefs or something. That's fine, right? There's Skies has got some funny
Bulawayo
teams.
Chiefs.
In like there was chicken in and there was another item. But anyway,
Where was Bantu Rovers?
no, I think no, but
There was Bantu Rovers at some point. A few years ago, many years ago, though.
let me see here.
Okay, I'm gonna share something,
Okay.
but
I've been going. It's been a week. It's been a full week of me arguing with people. I'm like, guys, it's a gorilla. It's a gorilla.
so this guy echoes what
No. This is important.
basically he echoes what you're saying. He doesn't think we can take the gorilla.
Yeah.
So he
This is
goes
important,
on.
all right? Because I could tell just by the vibe in here that a couple of the dudes in here are like, nah. I can feel it. I can legitimately feel it. I'm not psychic.
So, side note, I played this morning in the car when I was taking my wife to work. And then the whole time he's busy talking about how it's not possible for guys to beat a gorilla. And the whole time I don't say anything, so we just listen to it. In my mind, I'm like, no, man, we can take a gorilla. And then that's when she looks at me when he says this bit, and then he's like, "No, some of y'all."
No. This is important. This is important. All right. Because I could tell just by the vibe in here that a couple of the dudes in here are like, nah.
This was me.
I can feel it. I can legitimately feel it. I'm not psychic at all, but I'm looking at you, look at me, and I can see a couple of y'all are like, maybe he can't do it, but somebody been working out all winter. No, okay, this is important, all right? So, in the true crime documentary space, okay, as men, we've had a rough go of it. Turns out we do most of the killing, okay? We do a lot of the killing. We do a bunch of it. Some would say all, some would say we just haven't caught the women yet. But we do a ton of it, all right? We do an HBO, a Netflix, a Paramount, a Hulu, a Disney Plus amount of the killing, all right? We do all the podcast killing, we do all that, right? And because we do all that, we've been getting a bad rap for a while. There's a lot of people like, ooh, you going to a dinner date with a man? Watch out, girl, right? Like it's just all of us killing all the time. I haven't killed anybody. I've been at home watching these men kill. But said all that to say that in 2024, we got a bit of a reprieve, right? We got women.
Oh, I missed it. So he goes on to basically say it's a gorilla. There's no way. But there's a part where he says exactly what you said, like maybe y'all, like some of y'all gonna die. And then he says, what do you mean by y'all? Who is y'all?
No, we have to be. Someone needs to be, able to make some sacrifices. Otherwise, there's no story, bro. This is one of those where there are going to be losses, in the tens, potentially 100. The gorilla might go 100 for 100. See, I have a report from someone who actually was there. I have a clip I can post if you what you might call it. Let me see here. This is a first person account of how the fight with the gorilla went. Mr. Moy, please pay attention.
So how's the fight with the gorilla? Whoa. Let go of my shirt. We don't use that word. He started smiling at me. Wait, really? Fuck is this nigga Diddy Kong? Did you know they can poop on command? No. Neither did I. Why didn't they let us use guns? Ain't this nigga the same race as Goku? One punch to the chest and all my cells started twerking and crumping. He was throwing fistfuls of shit at us. Whose idea was this? He was launching boulders like they was baseballs. I can't breathe. Are we smarter than them? Nigga, that only matter when our brains are inside our body. While he was using number 97's body to beat number 98 to death. Number 99 had a heart attack right in front of me. Oh no. Nigga, what you mean? Oh no, fuck him. He took the easy way out. Sit your ass down. Thank you. He rebooted my whole nervous system. Damn. It felt like I got unplugged from life. Who was guy number one? His name was Liddy. What happened to him? He got hit with a spinning back fist so hard his head spun right off his shoulder. He pimp slapped me. My body flew, but my soul stayed right here. Am I dead or not?
So, first-hand account from Lenny on how things went, Mr. Way. I don't think there's more that I need to say.
I found the bit I was looking for. I found the bit I was looking for.
Okay, tell us.
So Lenny does a very good impression of how he thinks the fight will go.
No, especially the fight went. What do you mean? It's done.
The brains bit that was fun. Like, aren't we smarter than them? It's like, well, if your brain is in your body.
No, honestly, bro. Okay. You see the first 10 owns go. There's no story, guy. There's no story.
So this guy echoes
And
what
that's
you
not
said.
even a gorilla. So you have no chance against a gorilla. In what world do you have the nerve to think you could last again? And then you see the dudes in here. No, okay, we gonna send them in waves, right? So that first wave gonna get in there and try to tire him out. It's like, no, he won't get tired if he killed for fun. If murder is his favorite game, he's not gonna get tired of anything. No. You run it up on that gorilla. Gorilla just grabbed two dudes, right? Just grab their legs, use them as nunchucks to beat everybody else. They're over here going full Bruce Lee with it. No, it's insane. It's an insane premise. No. You're assuming 100 men are going to cooperate, coordinate, execute this plan. You're assuming you don't have a single coward in there. Because I'll tell you right now, I'm not the one. All right? You better pray I'm not one of your 100 men. You'll know you shouldn't be jumping the gorilla with me because I'll be that type. If you ever have somebody in your clique like this, don't do the jumping. If there's somebody like me, it's like, let's get them, fellas. That's a sign of somebody who's about to get you killed, all right? If they say fellas, that's insane. Attack, boys! No. It's true. I'm not that guy. And I'm fine not being that guy too. There's some people that need to prove something to someone all the time. That's not me. I became very comfortable with who I was a long time ago. Even in other.
No, honestly, you've actually just reminded me. I don't know if I've told the story or not, right? But before that, I do want to give the one way that you and your crew can win, Mr. Mo. The one way.
Yes. I need 10 volunteers. What does Shaka say? No, so can I tell you?
No.
The
wait,
winning strategy.
Okay, tell me your strategy, and then I'll give you another strategy.
The winning strategy rests, Mr. Maposta. So I spoke to the ancestors about this.
Okay.
It rests in the cow horn formation of King Shaka Zulu. This guy thinks I'm joking. You have 100 dudes, right?
Yeah.
So you've got your bravest. This is by volunteers.
Okay.
So you volunteer. These are your bravest fighters. So we'll recruit our Maposa, Chigam Konto, these people with strong names. We put them in the front line. They like to say they are the lions. We've got them in there, right? How? On Love. How? Ndlovini. Gacheni. Boya Benyati. We've got Gacheni there in the front. I need to, this is what these surnames mean. I told you, I spoke to the ancestors. These surnames mean things, Mapos. Omoyo.
Oh, yini?
Now we're there in spirit. No, yeah. That's what Umoyo is. Anyways, so I told you, I the ancestors told me this already. So then you've got those people with the strong surnames in the front. And the Kumalos as well, because they like to remind us all the time that they're special. So Kumalos in there as well.
Kumalo's got to be front line.
Kumalo's in the front. No negotiation. The true descendants of Umzilikazi himself. How?
Yeah, exactly.
They're constantly telling us. So
the OGs.
When it's time to execute the cow, how? The Kumalos, let's not forget the Ndebeles. anyone with the Ndebele surname, they always also tell us no, when they are the real Ndebele OG. So them also in the front. Who else are we missing? I think that's it. And of course, anyone Bulawayo with the Zulu adjacent surname, you are in there. Abo Nyati. You're all within. So you use the cow horn formation. Those people with the strong surnames in the front, the rest of us, we surround the gorilla by the sides and then round the back, and then we merge on it. Some people go for the legs, others for the arms. That's it. At the same time as one unit.
Yeah, terrible, General Mr. Moy. But anyway, let me provide the solution that our brethren in the West, from the mountains of Caucasus, have provided as a potential strategy. Let's see what these mandem say.
Dude, I think you guys are really overthinking this. It's 100 guys versus a fucking gorilla. It's just one gorilla. If we all bum rushed it, then we could absolutely overpower the gorilla. Have either of you seen a gorilla like in person before? Terrifying and massive. Like this thing would tear us all limb from limb. You could just suck it off. I think there's other tactics we could use, but like,
I'm sorry.
Yes, would there be losses? Of course, but I'm just saying, like, you try sucking it off. I mean, what? No, bro, we're not. Okay, what are you saying? You keep bringing up sucking off the gorilla, and I don't. Someone has to suck off the gorilla. You serious right now? Oh, I'm dead serious. There are a lot of men's lives at stake in this scenario. I'm honestly kind of surprised you guys are dogging on me for like thinking that sucking off the gorilla isn't the best idea here. Bro, I think you just want to suck off the gorilla. No, I don't want to have to suck off the gorilla, but I would do it because that's just the kind of team player that I am. How would you even get to the point where, so you're gonna just like run up to this gorilla and like try to like set this up for me? How does this work? It's ridiculous. I can't wait to hear this. So the 4 of us and 96 other dudes, we spawn into this kind of like jungle arena simulation. Now I'd let you guys form a makeshift camp on one side of the jungle arena, and then I would go and venture off to befriend the gorilla through, a bit of grooming, maybe sharing some resources and food, that we get to the point where gorilla is familiar enough with me. Maybe we fall in love. I'm not saying we get married, form a domestic partnership, maybe we move in. I'm not saying that like I would pay for all the rent and utilities, but maybe the gorilla, you could get a job, pick up another shift. All right, sure. That's regardless. I'm saying that we catch it off guard. I'm not saying on like date 1 or 2 or 3, but maybe the 4th date, I could suck off the gorilla. You'd know that in this scenario, like, you probably wouldn't make it. The gorilla would probably be like, feel pretty betrayed. Immense betrayal, kind of like an Avatar. And maybe I switch sides. A guy, a gorilla versus 99 dudes. In that process, maybe we can form some kind of stop the whole war treaty, or some kind of charter to like kind of form like a small colony, kind of like a Planet of the Apes. Imagine you're getting dome and 100 guys run up on you. Are you ready to fight? It'd be actually really traumatized. Be totally defenseless, yeah. It'd be quite surprising. This is all to say, to get the gorilla to a point where it's exposed that you guys could attack the gorilla and we could win. Yeah, okay, I mean, sucking out the gorilla might be the best option, actually. Pretty great idea, actually. Thank you! It could work, yeah. I mean, that's a decent option. Okay. If it doesn't work, then it's the thumb of the butt. Okay, now you just knew it. You just want to suck off the gorilla. Son of a bitch.
So there's another strategy.
Shit!
So you man just have to be willing to do whatever it takes.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Yo, listen, what are you willing to do for the team? That's the thing. In team sports, there always has to be someone willing to sacrifice, lay it all on the line. Like my coach used to say in high school, he'd be like, guys, you leave it all on the fucking court.
Let's say, all right, Mapos, we've got Uchiga Mkonto there. You identified with Kumalo and Svanda and Ndlovu and Nyati. You are there, and Ngwenya. Don't forget Ngwenya. Ngwenya is Ngwenya actually is one of the strongest fighters. Ngwenya's in there. Okay. So we've got you all there. Are you telling me, Uguti, if it's a matter of fighting the gorilla head on and sucking it off, you're sucking off the gorilla?
Hey, no, it ain't me. All I'm saying is, I'm fighting an elephant. I don't know why you keep trying to add me in this item. Me, I'm fighting an elephant. You add your
There's no fighting an elephant.
Can go sort out the gorilla.
But you can't fight an elephant.
Bro, we will take it down.
with no thing. Like, remember, you can't use anything. It's your bare hands.
Bare hands, bro.
With an elephant.
Elephant. We'll figure it out.
Aye, all the best.
Once it's down,
Aye.
it's down.
All the best. All the best.
No, 100%. Anyway, I think we've spent too much time on this scenario, Mr. Moore. We can get into what else do I have here? Because I am running out of time. Have you heard of a young man by the name of Scott Maphuma?
I think he's a DJ and he's currently struggling. And all I've seen is people saying he went to a gig, he played, no one sang. I saw a clip like that.
Yeah.
No one danced or did anything. People were just very nonchalant. And it might be because he's rude.
Yeah. So basically, technically, what happened with
First of all, who is
Mr.
Scott Maphuma?
He's a
Because
producer. He's
another
a piano artist. He's another one
example of
that's
people who
popped up.
trend, and I don't know. You see, I'll say something about Amapiano cats after you're done,
Okay.
because it's a frustration.
All right, fair enough. So basically, I will show what he had said in the interview initially. If that's going to pop up, I'm just seeing Sumizi's comment. Aha, there we go. We can take this as an exercise in humility at all times.
Yeah.
Individual.
Yeah.
If I can say what's happiness to you, it's totally different
Sure.
from what I can ask.
Sure.
I won't understand.
Yeah.
So, now as long as, like, let me just say, I didn't want to be a celebrity, Crenshaw. I didn't want to be famous. It's just
Why?
that Ntshwe ke ratang. No, it's because I'm not that kind of person. Na ke rata space sak, I rata dinepe, ba itse. O batla senepe sa eng for eng? Like, you understand? Like, na ke motho bjalo. Wa bona, why batla go shoot? Because na zange ke re, like, I didn't want to be a celebrity. It was not my dream gore ke drive the koloi tse sharp. Like ke bone ke batho. I don't care about those things. But as long as go gae ba di sharp, nice, because I wanted to change situation ya go gae. Ke a gona bona okay sharp ash. Hankar mo.
I like that.
Ke sharp. So now as long as go gae ba sharp, bana di grocery ba sharp. Nna ke le sharp ke kgona a krata cheese e a kgona e reka no a ke decide a ke plain ya ke e reka no. Yeah, and then I think na ke sharp. So for me that's how life changed. But nah, I got changed ka same. Yeah, nah, I don't think I've changed.
You're still the same Panzola from back in the days.
One way. I don't try new things. I don't like you. Like really fresh.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's the part that got him into trouble?
It hasn't changed.
No, not necessarily.
Oh, no, but-
Nkare really fresh. Manje ye rekilo mabon na ke itse tsona tseo. I don't
Nope, it's not there. But anyway, long story short, my man said, guys, Mina, I didn't want to be a celebrity, you know, like if I am late to an event because I'm busy taking pictures, because if I take a picture, you know, this person now wants a picture, and then she wants a picture, and they want a picture, you know, so now I'm late for an event. So hey, me, it's not you guys that put me on this stage. I put myself on the stage. God put me on the stage. You know, that's basically what he was saying. You know, so obviously a lot of people got offended.
Yeah.
A lot of the fans out there got offended and were like, "Oh, okay, sharp. You know what? If you, what you call this? If you think wetwa, then it's fine. You know, wetwa, do your thing." So it was Cotton Fest this past weekend, I believe, in Joburg or wherever, you know, Cotton Fest is, and he did a set, right? And it was funny because the majority of the people, the clips are now circulating, they were not engaging with him, like at all, right? And then people are in the comments like, "Hey guys, like please forgive him." Hey, what? Like it was really, really funny. And then I saw another clip today. It's just I don't know why I didn't say this to myself, but I saw another clip where he was at a club, and it was gang like lighties in front of him, stood still, just
I
just
think that's the
watching.
clip I saw. That's the clip I saw.
Yeah, exactly. So so basically people are just kind of like, yeah, if that's how you view yourself, then that we're gonna ignore you, and we're not gonna support, and it's until you think we're gonna all you need is yourself, then do your thing. But I've actually saw some comments now, people saying, hey, he's an introvert, you guys won't understand. And he did say in that clip of the podcast that I played, he did mention that, no, personally, I was never interested in fame. I was just trying to change my situation at home, which is the case for a lot of artists, right?
Yeah.
And as long as my family is fed and, they're happy and we're okay, then
Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy. But the problem is, it's not like if he was a footballer, right? Or NBA star or whatever, if he was a professional athlete,
It's easier.
then 100%. There are plenty of athletes who do not like the spotlight because your job is what? Your job is play football and that's it. And then maybe you would have to go and do like a media interview, but that's really it. But you can
Yeah.
stay low key if you want to stay low key. In
Yeah.
the entertainment business, bro, like you're selling yourself. Like it's not just
Yeah.
your music. You have to be. You mentioned last week that how Casper was pushing Wushoban, right? Like it's you have to be out there, bro. I don't think you can be unless your music is straight fire. Like you know what I mean. All you have to do is just put music out there, and you're not performing it and whatever. Of which I don't know any artist who is that big and doesn't perform.
They
It's just
all have to
it's just part of it.
they all have to give some to get some, unless
Yeah.
you've gotten to a point like Beyonce, for example, where your level of celebrity has transcended to a point where it's for your own safety, to be honest. It's okay not to even make the time to interact with fans.
No,
But when I
definitely.
look at
Definitely.
people who are like Adele,
Yeah.
she takes time away from music, but whenever she's back out and she's recording and she's in public, she makes the time, because even though she's an introvert who likes to get away, and then when she comes back, she does all the selfies and the media and all of the, because it's part of the game. It's you have to give something back to make the money that you make to support your family. And part of giving back is your time to make the songs, as well as the time to take selfies with the people who buy your music.
I mean, I think maybe that's specific to like SA or just markets where it's not as big. Because I'm just thinking of like the US and stuff like that. Like a lot of the time, you are lucky if you bump into a celebrity and they're willing to take a picture, right? It's not a given. But at the same time, most celebrities are not necessarily rude about it. They'll just say no, right? Obviously, some people take it over the top. Now the celebrity has to be rude, but most of these US celebs also will roll with security and stuff like that, right? So you probably
Yeah.
can't even get to them, which is not the case with a lot of, I'd say African artists, specifically South African artists, not rolling around
Yeah.
with security,
Yeah.
unless you're the top of the top.
So
So
if you're like Sia and you're Miley Cyrus or
yeah,
Taylor Swift, you can choose to get security around you so you don't have to interact with people.
yeah, 100%,
Be
100%.
shielded and protected.
But the thing is, you can't piss off in my opinion, you can't piss off the fans because at the end of the day, they're the ones who are going to stream your music. And it doesn't make sense if you're going to say something like that, which is why I don't know if he has a publicist or not, but you can't say something like that and then also want to be beloved when you go to concerts. Yet the venue has paid you your money, right? So it's not like I want to buy Cowley's up by just standing there. But at the end of the day, if you're a performer, right, it would be different if he was just producing beats, right? If it's just, hey man, I'm just here I'm DJ Cleo, and but even DJ Cleo did some perform like I'm DJ Clock, like I'm Shimza, like I'm just as long as you give me the decks, you're gonna groove because the music is doing its thing, right? Black Coffee, that type of thing where it's about the music. But Scott Maphuma is a performer. So in that case, you need it when you've been to a bunch of live performances, you get energy
Yep.
from the crowd, and it's a back and
Yeah.
forth. You have the moments where if it's a hit song, the DJ would turn off the music and then you sing and then music back on and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? All that happens. And if that's your bread and butter and you're trying to feed your family for the longest, because we know the piano spotlight it burns hot. Like Maphuma has been hot since December, or maybe even a bit before that. He jumped on my radar like around festive, and he's been pushing, and it's been hits since, right? But to me, he's gonna go the way of Mellow and Sleazy, right? At some point, Mellow and Sleazy were the flavor of the day. The two bunnies were the flavor of the day. Like there's gang piano artists who were the flavor of the day, and then you fall off, right? Like there's very few people that are still to this day relevant when it comes to Amapiano. You're looking at the Scorpion Kings, you're looking at what's his name, Calvin Momo, and a couple others who, mass music. Like if you see they put something out, you're listening, right? There's a few. There's about 5-6 artists where it's like these are and then obviously Uncle Waffles, because Uncle Waffles at this point, she's transcended to an international brand. So you see her on an album, you're probably gonna listen. So she can sustain that shit. Everybody else, you're here now, you're gone.
Gone tomorrow.
Sir Trill. When was the last time Sir Trill had a hit song, bro? Like Dali Wonga. You know what I mean? Like some of these guys, it's like, it's
So
gonna.
that's
Mapuma's going to be one of those dudes eventually.
Yeah.
So you have to make your money whilst you can make it, and you can't go around saying this shit.
It's funny you say this, because that's actually where I wanted to, when I said on something about the Amapiano, I wanted to say exactly this. They have a very short shelf life. And I'm not sure why that is. I think there's a clip going around of Nadia Nakai speaking about what she thinks of, these Amapiano cats, and why, back in Joburg, back in the days when hip hop was hot, if AKA was in the club, you knew AKA was there. When, those guys were like popular. They were celebrities on top of being incredible artists. Him and Casper and KO, all those guys at the time. But then these Amapiano guys, they can literally, all of them, just be on a song. There's 20 of them featuring. I could bump into these cats in the mall at the waterfront. I would not know who they are.
Yes, gang niggas on these tracks, bro.
Right? Like Mnige. Mnige was the biggest song in South Africa.
Yeah.
Or in all around the world, to be honest. And I was like, I don't know the artists. Like, I don't know who they are. Like, I have no
I think
idea.
You only know probably Tyler ICU. That's the only one that would ring out in your mind.
Even him. I'll bump into him at the waterfront.
No,
wouldn't be able
you know
to
the
recognize
name,
him.
but you don't know. Like, even me, but I barely know the faces of these artists.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So so I find it actually remarkable that there's people who want to take pictures with these guys, because I don't think they've transcended their music sufficiently to even be celebrities. So your platform is already weak, right? In the sense of the people who know you. We know your music, but we don't know you. So for there to be people that know him and want to take pictures with him, like, I feel like that's a privilege, which I think a lot of Amapiano artists don't have right now. They don't have that staying star power. It might just be because maybe there's too many of them on certain songs. Maybe they don't promote.
I think it's obviously the genre is saturated, but also I think also you're just not a target market, right? If you talk to a bunch of 2Ks, for example, right? I'm a 2000. They know these guys. They are aware. They know their faces. You know what I mean? Those are the people that are primarily rushing.
I guess so.
Get pictures. We are not. Again, you have to be one of the big five for me to be like, hey, yo, can we take a picture? Right.
But you see,
anyone
I'd
else,
like to think. I'd like to think that when Mendoza and Zola were big, my parents could recognize them, even though they didn't listen to the music.
Yeah, but that's different, right? It's a different genre. Like Mendoza was Mendoza, right? Zola was Zola. Like, but then now, would your dad recognize Umapapuz?
Probably not.
Probably not. 50-50 with Kabelo, right? Like it's one of those things. Like who was Kabelo? Who was the member of TKZ who popped up by himself? It's Kabelo, yeah.
Oh, so like, yeah, Kabelo was in TKZ.
So it's some of these things. It's about genre. If you're a singer, like your people are more likely to know as Zahara because she's a
Because you
standalone.
sing. Yeah.
And you know what I mean? She's not on a track with like gang odes and stuff like that. DJ Cleo and them, Swoo, all of them got famous because they were producers that produced tracks. And then again, that's how they would put the music out there. This is my album, boom, 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 boom. Now it's all Voltron style. You look at any piano song, and it's at least 4 or 5 people credited on the tune, and I don't even know who did what.
That's the other thing.
It just
Like,
sounds
okay,
whatever.
who made what sound? Who
Yeah.
did what?
Yeah. I mean, hey, bruh. Okay, management has said, listen, it's that. So maybe we can. Do you have balls after this? Like later tonight,
No, I
before
don't.
Champions League.
Nah. So after this, I'm gonna work some more and then go fetch my wife.
Nah. No. I meant after. I meant after that. Like when you're back later.
Nah, I'm on dinner today. Namhla
Oh.
Yimi who's across the pizzas, and she needs to work when she gets back, so it's gonna
Fair.
be tricky.
We tried it, guys. We tried it. So anyway, guys, as you know, like actually, no, I'm being actually so serious. Y'all need
Seriously.
to y'all need to actually share this because we're still getting DMs from people who are like, "Where's the pod? How far? Like, you guys just stopped out of nowhere." So please just share the pod on any social that you have, whether it's Instagram or whatever. If you post a screenshot of it, you know, especially if you're not paying for the pod, the least you can do is just share it, and you know, just put it out there wherever it is, on Twitter, on Instagram, on wherever you Facebook. Some of you still on Facebook. Just post it there. Our customers are on your timeline, so please kindly do the needful. So as usual, like the thing, subscribe to the thing, retweet the thing, and if you don't, we're inclined to believe you can beat 100 gorillas, or you know what I mean. Mr. Boy.
Laters.